There's a reason she tests some men and stays silent around others. It's not random, it's instinct. She tests to measure strength, not physical strength, but emotional, spiritual, and masculine control. Because deep down, a woman doesn't want to lead. She wants to feel safe with a man who does. And when she senses weakness, when a man is unsure of himself, when he reacts out of fear or desperation, that's when the tests begin. But the man who knows his worth, he never needs to prove it, and that's why she never tests him. Let's talk about why. 1. A woman only tests when she feels uncertainty. A woman's tests are rarely about manipulation, they're about clarity. She wants to see if your calm is real or just a mask, if your confidence is steady or fragile. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." Be one. The man who knows his worth doesn't argue. He doesn't explain himself. He simply is. When she gives you attitude, goes silent, or tries to provoke a reaction, you stay centered. Because her behavior doesn't define your state of mind. She tests men who seek her approval. But when you already approve of yourself, there's nothing to test. Your peace becomes proof of your value. 2. The man who knows his worth never competes for attention. In a world where everyone is screaming to be noticed, the Stoic man stays silent. He knows attention is not something to beg for. It's something that's earned through presence. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." And what's braver than not competing? When you stop chasing, when you stop checking who she's talking to, when you stop trying to impress, you communicate something powerful. You don't need her attention to feel complete. That silence, it unnerves her, because most men crave validation, but you crave peace. And the man who seeks peace over approval is the man she can't manipulate. 3. He doesn't fear losing her because he's already found himself. Here's what separates boys from men. A boy ties his value to how she feels about him. A man ties his value to who he knows he is. When you fear losing her, you start walking on eggshells. You stop being real. You start performing for love instead of living in truth. But when you've found your purpose, when you're building something greater than her validation, you carry yourself differently. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The man who knows his worth doesn't fear losing her, because he knows losing her can't take away what he's already built within himself. That kind of strength, it's magnetic. It makes her want to stay, because she realizes she can't shake a man who's rooted in his own peace. 4. His boundaries speak louder than his words. A man who knows his worth doesn't need to argue when he's disrespected. He just distances himself. He doesn't need to explain what his boundaries are. He lives by them. He knows that walking away is sometimes louder than any confrontation. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "Man conquers the world by conquering himself." And self-conquest means knowing when to stay and when to go. When she tries to push, to provoke, to test, you don't match her emotion. You respond with principle. You walk with discipline. And in that quiet composure, she feels your strength. Because the truth is, a woman respects the man who can leave with dignity more than the one who stays without self-respect. 5. His value isn't negotiable. When a man knows his worth, he stops negotiating his standards. He doesn't lower them just to be liked, and he doesn't chase approval to feel seen. He's already chosen himself, long before she did. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." His thoughts are focused on growth, not validation, on self-respect, not people-pleasing. He doesn't ask, "Will she like me?" He asks, "Am I living in alignment with who I am?" That's why she never tests him, because she can feel he's already passed the hardest test, the one within. So remember this, she tests to measure strength. She provokes to reveal weakness. But when you know your worth, truly know it, you become untouchable. Your silence commands respect. Your calm confuses manipulation, and your peace attracts what chasing never could. She doesn't test the man who knows who he is, because she feels it. She sees it in your eyes, in your tone, in your restraint, and that quiet certainty, that unshakable inner confidence, is what makes her realize she can't control you, she can only respect you. This is the Stoic way.